Welcome back, viewers and the subscribers. Wagwan, bless up. First and foremost, you know the style. I will on there with the latest updates and mix down and mix downs at JA. Today we are going to talk about where the description of the video says, so please consider to subscribe. Anyways, guys, so you don't know Laalee released one hot single called Fat Girls Matter. Yes, me. And the main star in it was a girl called Rosalie.
Fat girls matter. Fat girls matter.
Yes, so she this Rosalie, Zima peeps, and she have some things where she want get off her chest. Zima, yeah, and she said this differently. Who really tell Laalee producer say me hungry? My plate can't empty. A God me pray to, not man. Zima, she also said, she said truth, but another she really want to say true. My poor when want to use me again, really now back up and come again. Just wait my time. That all is me. But the main thing what she really did say still, all I know Laalee and him producer take me for one big puppy show, SMH. That's why I'm have to rate Lava. No Lava, real general, big up my boss. You see me? I want them make the mistake and send me no more thing about Fat Girl Matter. And them see, don't use my hashtag, put Yearn and Cuz Boy. And you and your producer only. You see, pre guys, so yeah, they say there. She say the money them, but them a give her for the role what she a play for them, a big role that, and she not get no money. As we pray. So in other case them have to work out that, but she should have come to the public. So that really a go on like them a give her some 10 grand. That she a say. Besides that though, guys, you don't know, Krystal and Beanie Man did divorce, is divorced, and some negative question brought up and she conquer all is it.
Just don't know. So I don't see half of it. One and two. I also disassociate myself from whatever negative comments I do see. I know they're not talking about me, cause it's just not me. Like the person who they make up and I talk about, and I'm me. Like, that's not true. So if you insist that somebody that they will do that, somebody that they will think that, and them have my name, I must want next one because that's me. It's not me talking to. And because me accept says can't be talking to, it don't bother me. Because I know who I am. Tassie, yes, this is Good Gas Mondays. Welcome. Oh, okay. This question here: how to forgive a relative who continues to treat you bad? So there's a whole forgiveness mechanism, right? And it's not something I can just tell you in a life. And it's not something you can do one time and it work either. It's a process. But I'll tell you the principle behind it. Forgiveness is something that you do for yourself. One of the things my mother taught me when I was a teenager. I know when you're a teenager, you take everything personal. Everything get up into, God, in Jamaica we call it your craw. It get up into my craw, right? I'm just annoyed as a teenager. How they must have that I'm vexed, I'm disappointed, like, I'm malice you because you shouldn't do it. And she would say to me, that takes a lot of energy, from you to malice somebody, because you have to remember that you're mad at them every time you see them. Like you could be in the middle of a happy moment, and when them come, you have to start frowns and make up a face and make them know say, yeah, I not like you, I may carry some energy against you. Yeah, you have to really interrupt your flow to remember that you're angry at that person, to manifest that anger, to show them in order to make them uncomfortable so they know that they are not forgiving. Why do you want to invest so much time in somebody else? Like, why do you want to carry that weight and that baggage? And since she taught me that as a teenager, like, I've taken that lesson to heart. I've taken it to heart. But not a time for malice. If you've done me something that I think is dishonorable, unfortunate, unkind, I'm going to forgive you because I'm not going to walk around with that in my spirit. I thought my burden to bear, make your conscience be your guide. I did what I had to do to show respect, to show love, etc. So in your case where you say you have a relative who treats you bad, I'm assuming that you don't treat them bad in return. Like you are good, you're vulnerable, you show up for them, you're kind. But they're not returning your kindness with kindness. Don't change who you are because of who other people are. That's the first rule. So don't make them make you into who you're not or who you're not comfortable being. And two, remember that forgiveness is not for them. It's not for them, it's for you. For you to be able to calmly, peacefully exist in life around other people. So that's the principle of forgiveness. And so you never run out of forgiveness. Understanding that it's something you're giving to somebody. Yeah? You're forgiving. But it's also something to release the weight and the energy from your spirit, that negative vibe from your spirit. So forgiveness makes your burden lighter. So unless you don't want a lighter burden, then don't forgive. But as long as you want greater ease and peace in life, the principle is to forgive as often and as completely as you can. Because animosity and anger and unforgiveness doesn't change the person. Doesn't change a person. It just gives you another burden to carry. Guys, I was swiping away and actually swiped off the screen. Alright, let me go way down to the bottom because there's some persons who asked questions earlier. Seeing a question here about whether it will be available after. Yes, we will post it after. Alright, this question here about self-help books that I would recommend reading through the valley. It's actually a devotional that I'm going to recommend. It's written by Ianla Van Zandt and it's called Until Today. I remember in 2018, that was my morning devotional for the whole year. So there's a lesson there for every day of the year. And it's themed. So the sections, the months have a different theme. So 1 month is actually forgiveness. So depending on what it is you're going through, you can literally flip through to a month, one of the 12 months, and it will have a theme related to your personal, emotional health and well-being. And I found that book to be very helpful. I still have it. In fact, in 2020, I went back to it as a morning devotional. Not using it this year, but I still have it. So it's one of those books that just don't get old for me. And it's something that you can be using consistently for 365 days of the year. Excuse me, so I would recommend that book, Ianla Van Zandt, Until Today. I got it on Amazon. Hi, I see that message here from Sandra. Yes, I am live every Monday. Alright, I think this is going to be the last question that I tackle. I did say 10 minutes and we're at 8:15. Alright, I'm going to take 2 more. Okay, so this is one. How do you handle someone who is close to you but just constantly spits negative lyrics about you? Cut it off. Alright. And it's not as easy as me saying cut it off because I don't know how close the person is, the nature of the relationship, who they are to you, whether somebody can truly cut off or you will have to interact with them regularly. I don't know. But limit your interactions with them. First rule is don't share anything intimate and personal with them. You can't trust them to keep your business to themselves. Right? So that's the first thing. Don't put them in a position to harm you with important and sensitive information. Share none with them. No matter how much you forgive them, you can't keep putting yourself at a risk like that. So that's the person that you're not going to call when you're having a difficulty. When they call and ask you, hey, I'm just checking in, how are things? Are you okay? Is there anything I can help you with? Anything stressing you out today? No, I'm blessed. The Lord has showed up for me in so many ways. I've laid everything at the cross in prayer, and I'm just waiting on the resolution because while I pray like it depends on God, I'm here working like it depends on me. So I'm blessed and highly favored. How are you? Right? You don't have nothing for share. You don't have no side story for share. You take that to the Lord in prayer or to somebody you can actually trust. So that's the first thing. Draw the line. No sensitive information. 2, you don't have to spend time around them just to prove that you are the bigger person. A lot of us put ourselves in those situations, like you're trying to hang around people who are toxic, unhealthy, who you know don't mean you any good. When you turn your back, them a talk about you, but just so that it don't look bad to other people, you stay. When them enter the chat, you don't exit the chat, right? And you see them, somebody have drinks and them cup, you sit up there and go and drink same way. Nobody have to draw the line. Energy carries. So you can't be sitting in that space with the energy constantly being pushed on you. You're going to make yourself uncomfortable. Just to prove to people that you're not uncomfortable. No, man, when you're uncomfortable, you're uncomfortable. And say, peace be with you. You know, the mood in this room and the vibe in this room just changed. And me name, protect my energy, protect my peace, protect my space. So, make a lift up, you know. Bless up. What's that mean? May I will talk here? Whoever it is you don't talk to. Before the mood in the room change. So you have to draw those lines now in terms of the information that you share with them, one, and the physical space that you share with them. If there's any other reason that you guys might interact, like by buck up or accidentally, know who you are. What are your values? That's the first thing I'm going to say now. Know who you are and what are your values. How do you treat people? And even in circumstances where people don't treat you well, what are your values about how you treat people who don't treat you well? Because if you have a value that says, even when people don't treat me well, I will be respectful because I respect clothes me put on at daytime. Remember that when you see them. Don't not be who you say you are. Don't value the thing that you say you value. Or discard the value you say you have. Because in that moment you're angry, you don't like this person. Just remember who you are and don't allow them to change you. Because that's what you're going to regret. You ever make somebody draw you out yet? And them say something to you and you just dip up. If you're Jamaican, you know what it means to dip up, right? And when you dip up and you finish them off like Goku, right? And then you say, whoa, that's not me. I feel so bad. I can't believe I said that. I'm ashamed of myself. Then people hear me and say that. How made that come out of my mouth? Embarrass your own self just because you allow them to trigger you and abandon your values momentarily. Don't give anybody that power and that control. So limit the conversations and the type of information you share with them as best as you can. Stay out of their way and out of their space. And when you do interact with them, just remember your values and don't change yourself in order to prove anything to anybody or to settle the score or balance the score. Be who you are and honor the values that you have. Does it stop them from doing the dishonorable thing and being negative towards you? No, that's not a guarantee. But our job in life is not to manage others, it's to manage ourselves. It's not to create peace in others, it's to create peace in ourselves. Is not to make others mature, is to mature in ourselves, to grow in ourselves. We have one thing where we can be responsible for in our life, and that is ourselves and our choices. So let us not get too focused on how to handle others. Others have to handle themselves. My job is to handle me. How do I manage me in these moments? And it really all comes back down to the values that you hold there. So I hope that was helpful, Roshana. I think I said I was going to take 2 more after this, right? Jesus! I see a question here, so I think I may have to respond to this one in a DM because that one here looks spicy. Oh, repeating the name of the book, it's Until Today by Ianla Van Zandt. A recommendation here from somebody that I write a book. I actually have written a book. I wrote a book in 2018 titled Kill Fear, The Art of Courageous Living. It's available on Amazon and there are a few copies available in Mega Mart stores right across Jamaica. But anywhere you are in the world, you can actually order it right now on Amazon. Kill Fear by Krystal Tomlinson. So, yeah, have a read. There are some interesting perspectives in that book, and one of the points I wrote about in the book I actually shared on the live, which is the power of self-definition. You have to know who you are. You have to put on your clothes before you come on road and people try to put on clothes by you. You have to know who you are. And understanding yourself and defining yourself for yourself saves you a lot of grief and a lot of anxiety. Because nobody can tell you who you be. And that's the thing, you know, people get power from saying, yeah man, if me do something that them I go do this. Can't press my button, I know who I am. And I have very specific triggers. And people calling me names is not one of them.